67% of Americans say a housing market crash is imminent in the next 3 years. But are they right? With all the talk in the media about shifts in the housing market, it makes sense why so many people feel this way. But current data shows today's market differs from the housing crash in 2008. Let's take a look at why that's the case. First, back then, mortgage standards were less strict. It was much easier to get a home loan during the lead up to the housing crisis than today, and banks were creating artificial demand by lowering lending standards and making it easy for just about anyone to qualify for a home loan or refinance an existing one. As a result, lending institutions took on a much more significant risk in both the person and the mortgage products offered. That led to mass defaults, foreclosures, and falling prices. Today, things are different, and purchasers face much higher standards from mortgage companies. The graph here uses data from the Mortgage Bankers Association to help tell this story. In this index, the higher the number, the easier it is to get a mortgage. The lower the number, the harder it is. This graph also shows just how different things are today compared to the spike in credit availability leading up to the crash. Tighter lending standards have helped prevent a situation that could lead to a wave of foreclosures like the last time. Second, foreclosure volume has declined since the housing bubble burst. Foreclosure activity has been lower since the crash, mainly because buyers today are qualified and less likely to default on their loans. The graph here uses data from Adam to show the difference between the last time and now. So even as foreclosures tick up, the total number remains very low, and on top of that, most experts don't expect foreclosures to go up drastically like they did following a crash in 2008. Bill McBride, founder of Calculated Risk, explains the impact a significant increase in foreclosures had on home prices back then and how it's unlikely this time. Quote, "The bottom line is there will be an increase in foreclosures over the next year from record level lows, but there will not be a huge wave of distressed sales as happened following the housing bubble. The distressed sales during the housing bust led to cascading price declines, and that will not happen this time." End quote. Third, the supply of homes for sale today is more limited. For historical context, there were too many homes for sale during the housing crisis, many of which were short sales and foreclosures, and that caused prices to fall dramatically. Supply has increased since the start of this year. However, this market needs more inventory due to years of underbuilding homes. The graph here uses data from the National Association of Realtors to show how the month's supply of homes available now compares to the crash. Today's unsold inventory sits at just about 2.7 months supply at the current sales pace, which is significantly lower than the last time. There isn't enough inventory for home prices to come crashing down like last time, even though some overheated markets may experience declines. It looks unlikely to become widespread. Bottom line, if recent headlines have you worried we're headed for another housing crash, the data above should help ease those fears. Expert insights and the most current data already show that today's market is nothing like the last time. Absent any additional significant market shocks, such as U.S. debt default or similar event, the market should adjust and then resume its typical glide path of appreciation. I'm Dave. Catch you next time.